Welcome back to another deep dive into the stories that make talent shows around the world unforgettable. Today, we unravel the journey of one man whose performance didn't just amaze an audience, didn't just impress the judges, but rippled across the world in a way no one expected. This is the story of the magician who shocked millions, the illusionist whose elegance and impossibly smooth magic sparked global fame almost overnight. This is the story of Tsai on America's Got Talent. Before we begin, make sure you're comfortable, because what you're about to experience is more than just a retelling. It's the unfolding of a dreamer's battle, a magician's transformation, and the performance that changed everything. Let's dive right in. The lights were bright, the theater filled with anticipation. On the stage stood a man with calm eyes and a quiet presence, someone who didn't look like he came to shout or command attention. Tsai walked onto the America's Got Talent stage with the gentle confidence of someone who had practiced 1,000 times in silence. He wasn't loud or flamboyant. But sometimes, the quietest people deliver the loudest impact. As he introduced himself, he spoke with a slight nervousness. Not fear, just the honesty of someone who had waited a long time for this moment and wanted to get it right. He talked briefly about his journey, how life hadn't always gone easy for him, and how magic wasn't just a hobby, it was his escape, his passion, and eventually, his entire dream. The judges leaned in, unsure of what to expect. We've all seen countless card tricks, countless table acts, countless illusions that blend into each other. But Will came with something different, something that no one seemed ready for. He placed a clean metal table in front of him, a surface that reflected the lights above like still water. 4 coins lay on the table, arranged in a perfect square. Nothing else. No props. No assistants. No distractions. Just 4 coins, a metal surface, and a pair of hands so precise they seemed to move like water. The music began, soft, mysterious, graceful. The kind of music that makes you lean closer without realizing it. Will moved his hands slowly at first, almost letting the audience feel the tension build. Then, in an instant so quick and so smooth, 1 coin vanished. Not picked up, not covered, not slid away. It simply wasn't there anymore. The judges reacted immediately. One eyebrow raised. Simon Cowell leaned forward. The audience murmured. Everyone knew coin tricks, but not like this. Not this impossibly smooth. Not this clean. Then it happened again. Another wave of the hand. Another disappearance. The coins didn't just move, they teleported. They merged, separated, reappeared in places so unexpected that even if you replayed it in your mind, nothing added up. Every moment felt like a glitch in reality. Will didn't blink. He didn't rush. His hands guided the performance like a conductor controlling an invisible orchestra. When the final coin slipped through reality itself and rejoined the others, the audience erupted. It was one of those rare AGT moments when magic didn't feel like a trick, but a bending of the world. But what made Will's performance even more astonishing was the story behind it, something the world would learn only after he went viral. Behind the scenes, Will had been facing challenges that most viewers never realized. His health had taken a severe hit months before the audition. He couldn't perform the magic he had spent his life mastering because he physically couldn't hold props the same way anymore. Instead of giving up, he decided to rebuild everything from scratch. He designed a brand new illusion, something that required elegance instead of strength. Precision instead of force. Every moment on that table was crafted for one purpose, to prove to himself that his dream wasn't over. And on that night, that dream erupted onto the world stage. Within hours, Will's performance spread across social media like wildfire. It wasn't just the magic. It was the feeling his performance carried. The silence before each move, the elegance of each gesture, the breath-holding suspense, the clean impossibility of it all. It felt like watching a miracle performed by someone who wasn't trying to show off, but trying to express something deeply human. People from every corner of the world began sharing the video. Some thought he used CGI, that's how unreal the illusion looked. Others called him the smoothest magician to ever walk onto the AGT stage. Even those who never cared for magic found themselves replaying the act again and again, trying to catch the moment where reality was altered. Comment after comment spoke the same sentiment. I don't know how he did this, but I can't stop watching. And then came the moment everyone remembers, the judges' reactions. Simon Cowell, a man hard to impress and even harder to amaze, leaned forward in pure disbelief. He didn't question the trick. He didn't try to figure it out. He just sat there, amazed, a small smile at the corner of his lips. A smile that said, this is what talent looks like. Heidi Klum's eyes widened as if she were watching a movie. Mel B laughed in shock, repeating, how? Like a kid who just saw magic for the first time. And Howie Mandel simply couldn't stop praising the originality, the creativity, the beauty of it all. When Will finished his performance and looked up at the crowd, he wasn't smug. He wasn't arrogant. He looked relieved. He looked grateful. He looked like someone who had taken a massive risk and finally felt the weight lift off his shoulders. The world didn't just see a trick. They saw a man fighting for his dream with every move of his hand. And that's what separated Will Tsai from other magicians. He didn't just perform magic, he expressed something through it. His magic wasn't loud. It wasn't explosive. It was gentle, intentional, poetic. It pulled you in with silence and left you speechless. After AGT, opportunities flowed in. Interviews, collaborations, invitations to perform around the world. But what impressed everyone the most wasn't the fame he gained, but the humility he kept. Will was open about the struggles he faced, the failures, the heartbreaks, the hours spent alone trying to rebuild his craft. He became a symbol of perseverance, of reinvention, of rising even when everything seems lost. And yet, despite the fame, he continued to innovate. He kept working behind the scenes, designing illusions not just for himself, but for other performers. His creativity expanded beyond the stage, reaching into visual effects, special illusions for movies, and even creative direction for other magicians. But through all of this, the world kept returning to that one moment, that legendary performance, those 4 coins, that silent table, and the magician who controlled reality with a wave of his hand. That performance remains one of AGT's most watched magic acts of all time. And it still sends chills to anyone who replays it. Because even if you watch it 1,000 times, you're left with the same question. How? How did he do it? And maybe that's the point. Magic isn't meant to be solved. It's meant to be felt. It's meant to spark wonder, to make you forget the rules for a moment, to make you believe, even if just for a second, that impossible things are possible. Will Tsai didn't just perform magic. He reminded the world what wonder feels like. His journey is proof that passion doesn't fade. That obstacles don't define you, and that sometimes, the most powerful performances come from the darkest battles. One stage, one dream, one illusion that echoed across the world.